We just were spitballing ideas.
Awesome. Well, then I think this is a great space to step into. This one, please. Slipping out and away from the upper class area, you are escorted down into the slums. The rain has begun to harden just to the point of like slush. I know some of you are very familiar.
Archivist.
Oh, thank you. Fuck. I love archives. Why can't I? Welcome, Chronicler. We open on our party having made their way into a slums area of Meridian. The rain has turned to sleet. The roads, already slick with oil and muck, become slick with icy sludge. You avoid main streets, though, finally making your way to a old boarded up warehouse. Now, there's one thing I'd like to connect with Zoran on really quick because we hadn't discussed it. Uh, how old is your character? Uh,
Um,
and how long has he been imprisoned?
you know, I think he's a normal human, but he's probably pushing, let's call it 60, although he looks more like a 30-year-old. And I would say probably the last 20, 25 years or so he's been captured.
That is a long time to be captured.
Yeah.
I will say that a number of the buildings that you were seeing in Meridian weren't standing when you were imprisoned. City seems darker and smells filthier. Without your power, without your assistance, nature has been fully losing the battle around here.
Zoran will begin muttering prayers to the gods of the land, the hunt, the sea, the sky, um, and beg that they reclaim this place from evil.
Give me a religion check. Persephone, you too. Okay. Persephone, we have only just begun, so I want to give you the opportunity to re-roll this with a hero point if you would like. I don't know if that's the energy you want to start today on.
No, I'm okay with it.
Excellent. Some of the words he's speaking are heretical. You recognize some of them that were in documents of one of the many cults that the Temple of Dying helped destroy. Thorin,
Yes.
the sense of nature is so absent from this place. There are, in the old ways, things had spirits. Things were tended to by little spirits of nature or civilization. And those like you could talk to those spirits. But all you feel here with your prayers is that this place is a boneyard. If there were spirits and little gods here at one point, they have long since become corpses and decayed and become fuel for the hegemony.
I think he'll just kind of mutter to himself, a little bit of, how to begin.
Warehouse that Leaf leads you to, as I said, is boarded up. And inside it's got the big kind of expansive area where you would have like some sort of production or storage space. It leads you back to a corner where several smaller internal buildings have been created inside. It looks ransacked and graffitied, and it looks like one of those warehouses where you look at it and like that is definitely a place where several bad things smaller happen. Internal. And he just casually walks through the door to the bottom room. It creaks ominously as he does so. He does not slow down or say anything to any of you. But you be getting a pretty bad vibe. Kind of the closer you get to the door. Anyone like to follow? Everyone just sort of stop when the bad vibes start.
I mean, can we sense why we feel the vibes, or
I'm using no, but it is a palpable bad vibe. Like you don't want to go closer to that room. Something bad is in there.
then I say we avoid it? I don't know. That's my vote.
Leaf walked inside. Y'all stop when the bad vibes start and have a conversation. Go ahead. Sorry.
Define worked with. We support the cause, but no, we aren't really affiliated. We're doing our own thing back home. We came here for a friend, searching for you, like we said, but that's a conversation for when we get out, I think.
You say the resistance like it is a noun. I am the resistance, the verb.
You try to follow Leaf? Roll will
Our
save for me. Yeah, no, that noun verb line was great. All right. Chronicler, log that quote. Hallie, for a moment, you really don't want to walk into that room. There is something truly horrifying, and oh, it's an enchantment effect, and you step through it.
Is there a way possibly to deactivate it?
It's at about that moment that you feel it go away.
A place where we weaponize unease.
So, a little mouth opens up in the air, kind of shaped of prismatic shimmering light. I've turned off the wards. You should be able to get in now. Come inside. Well, you are either going to be strong enough mentally to bypass the enchantment, or you were Sorrow Weavers capable of using the enchantment. But either way, I was going to find out something more about you. And it keeps others from finding this place. people tend to avoid places that make them afraid of them. Does everyone go inside?
Yep, follow
Yeah.
suit.
So inside, just like inside the room is a bunch of like used bedrolls, old backpacks, uh, all kind of scattered around the edges of this room. Leaf, though, is standing at the center of the room and tapping on the ground as you enter. And the stone itself starts sinking around him in a spiral from the center of the room, creating a set of stairs going down.
Zoran will mold his antlers back into his head. Antlers and stairs, not a good combination.
Not good combination. And also, you're not the only member of the resistance around here, Zoran.
Before we descend into wherever you would have us descend, it is obvious these three who I owe my freedom are not from here and do not wish to be here. Perhaps you could speak to what you offer them in an escape before we go with you to second location.
Oh, let me be clear. I'm offering you nothing more. I felt morally obligated to help you escape the prison after asking you to assist us in political assassination, but I'm not honor bound to give up resources for my people here to help you escape if you're not going to help us. So you can come with us and try to find your own way out. But that's it.
I mean, speaking as like a non-human, I really feel like trying to navigate out of here on our own will probably get us killed. That's just I'm just speaking as somebody who would likely be used as slave labor. I don't know. That's my contribution to the conversation.
No, I think you have a good point. I'm not too sure what other option that we have.
I'm just afraid if we even attempt to try to navigate this place on our own, I just feel like us getting caught and is more or less inevitable. And I feel like that would just be catastrophic in all the ways. So I don't know. If we could avoid that, I think we have to. But
Okay. Leaf kind of trots down the stairs.
Zoran sort of lets out a snort, almost a moose-like snort of discontent, and then follows.
Who did you bow to? Oh, okay. You just bowed to whoever was still standing there.
Huh.
She's stuck in character. So everyone heads down the stairs?
I guess. I personally don't see another option, so I don't want to
Yeah.
I don't want to make a decision for everybody, but
No, yeah, I'm in agreement with that. It's like I'm not sure about Persephone, but that's what I think is best.
I'm not against helping them in some way. I don't particularly think I want to be their assassins for hire, but helping
No,
them
yeah.
out in some other way so we can ensure our getting out of here safely is good with me.
You kind of just discussing this as you're going down the stairs? Or at the top?
Probably right before we go down the stairs.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably as we're making our way to the actual top of the staircase.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
this place
probably
looks...
Oh.
No, you're fine. Finish what you're
Oh no,
saying.
I was just gonna say I definitely would have like I would have voiced my opinion, but then hung back with you all before like charging ahead. I definitely would not have done that without group consensus. So
However long it's taking us to walk down the stairs, Zoran's eyes will crackle with electricity, and he will heal Persephone and Anemone like 20 hit points at a time.
ooh, appreciate that. Love it. Like mechanically, it doesn't do anything extra, but like the fact that you just healed Anemone with like something electricity adjacent, it heals her soul like a little bit extra. Mechanically, it does nothing, but
I got perception checks from everyone. And it is raining hard. Thank God we needed it. Zoran, Persephone, you both notice that, like, when you're using that power, Leaf is taking notice of it. Only Zoran and Persephone clock this, but, like, they look over their shoulder the first time it happens, and then, like, you see very subtle reactions in his body every time you do it after that.
Do what? Oh, the healing magic?
Yes. Like, he is perceiving it for something. There's a reaction to it of some kind happening, but you're not really getting why. You don't really like clock an emotional read on it, just that he feels it.
Given that I have scent, is there any like scent based pheromonal or emotional reaction?
Oh, sure. You want to get a good whiff of Leaf?
Sure.
Yeah, give me another roll.
Almost.
So you are inside of a building right now, and we'll say you have caught a whiff of Leaf coming back up the stairs. What's Soren's favorite smell? What are his favorite scents?
Moss, lichen, fresh snow, the earth.
So really like clean smells. Which I know is weird to say for Earth, but there's a big scent difference between clean soil and not clean soil. So I imagine a bit of petrichor thrown in there too would probably enhance that a bit. Like, because mothy, lichenous earth, like, that gets really aromatic right after a good rain onto, like, clean rock surfaces. That's what leaf smells like to you. Your favorite smells woven together with petrichor.
Just to clarify, the reaction he gives isn't him experiencing pain or anger or anything. It's just a simple observation or feeling of the spell,
Yes.
at least insofar as we can tell.
Yes. Or that he's making note of it or clocked it. There's nothing negative coming off of him.
Yeah.
But you don't get really like any chemo signals coming from him. Emotionally, he's very calm. Like he does shit like this all the time and is great in a crisis. Yeah, that's about it. So everyone goes down the stairs?
Yeah.
Yep.
Takes about 5 minutes of going down these stairs, which you hear closing above you. Like the stone is just sliding back into place seamlessly. Like after you're about 15 feet down a level, the stairs closes above you. But Leaf is not opening new stairs. At some point, you transition into like actual worked and manufactured stairs that go down in a big spiral and kind of open up wider as they do so. And you see where the stone-shaped spell and the old architecture kind of meets and mingles together as you go down into an ancient, unused subway system. This bit of track looks unused. Leaf doesn't look either direction, just walks out into the subway and starts heading down one side of the rails. Everyone still following?
Yeah.
About 100 yards down the rails, it comes to a cross station where there are a bunch of tunnels going in different directions. Some of them look like they have been blocked off with stone. And not like stone fell from the ceiling or collapsed. It looks like someone used magic to seal the tunnel over with stone. Leaf walks over to one of the tunnels that looks like it has a cap in it. This one is for you.
What's inside it?
Probably a few hundred miles of tunnel and other rail lines that might have a way back to the surface. I can't show you the route I use to smuggle people out. I can't risk it. But I can let you through here and you can try and find your way out.
You don't have to like give us like the whole route, but could you like maybe give us like a hint? Or like the first left or the first right? So we don't immediately end up in danger?
I don't know the path on the other side of this wall. I know that 200 years ago, the hegemony used some sort of biological weapon on people who were living in here, and we had to seal it off. I know there's an exit on the other side of the mountains. It'll get you out next to the coast near Vanguard. It's the best I can do. For what? Yes. Do the Vitacron, it'll be the lower DC. You are familiar with the stories. I mean, the histories up above weren't that they gassed the place. The histories were written that a disease colony of the undead was found that had to be eradicated. Propaganda is a powerful weapon.
If you, he'll nod his head and turn to the three from outside. If you wish it, I will escort you the whole way there, but I will confess I'm interested in what sort of plan you have for us as would-be assassins and saviors.
I have no plan for you right now.
Can I insight that?
Yeah, give me this smoke check. Leaf is a being that is used to concealing the truth. There's definitely a part of them right now that is hoping you will all change your mind and stay for the political assassination, but he doesn't have any plans for you to do so right now.
I'm sorry. The question I was asking was around, like, what would the plan to assassinate this person be? Like what are the resources that you're going to deploy? Like, what is the plan of attack where you would use us? Not the plan for us, but the plan that he wants us to participate in. Sorry.
That answer doesn't change. He doesn't have one for you yet. He was going to assess your strengths and your abilities and then come up with a plan on how to perform the assassination. He has no plan specifically for it already made. Just that this is a group of people who are at his level of skill and capable of making a change, and it is rare for people to get up to that level of power in this place. He sees you as his best chance at successfully doing this, but he hasn't planned anything yet, basically.
I don't know why, but when you said he sees you as his best, in my heart, I just like really wanted you to say his best friends. For some reason, I don't know. I just like really thought you were gonna say friends, and was like low key disappointed when you didn't.
It's a little fast there, Leaf. Princess, you can do whatever the fuck you want. If I'm real honest, I rescued you in the hopes that it would change their mind. And I would be very happy if you did leave with them, because without you staying to help, you are just a kidnapped princess that I have, and that will bring down more bullshit than I am capable of handling on my own.
So
It's more of just we're not
like,
from here, plus we've been through quite a bit since being here, and the thought of trying to assassinate a high ranking person here, I don't know.
the consequences, like, it's like where we're from, we're in constant danger, like 24/7. There's just like undead shit trying to kill us, trying to eat us nonstop all the time. But like really, it's just trying to like kill you, and that's it. And so, but here it's like they're trying to kill you, but also if they don't kill you, then like they'll enslave you. And that's that, it's hard to justify sticking around and potentially dealing with that when we have the opportunity to like just kind of get back to our home where we can just be in our normal cozy home danger,
Cozy home danger.
like honestly, like it's like at this point she's like I would kill to like just have something undead pop out of the ground and like just fucking try, because it's just like this shit. Yeah, this is new scary, and Anemone does not like it one bit. It's like uh. Also, like back home and
Awesome.
stuff, like we're in charge. Like that's also a big thing. It's like we're the law, so that there's also a lot of benefits that come with that, and just I don't know.
New Steingarten.
Oh, okay. And then I was about to be like, and Emily realizes like both in and out of character that she's like, I did not know if we were planning on disclosing all of this information. So she's like, she's
It's,
waiting for,
it's,
yeah.
it's love sister. I trust her.
Okay, okay. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. Yes.
Yes, like I said, we knew Lev, as well as
We did.
Vax's that we came with. Hopefully, we can find him before we leave.
Luckily, he's very easily identifiable. Um, so that's one thing we have going for us when we have to go find him.
Well, I believe they said that he was taken out of the hegemony.
Right,
Oh
right.
shit.
I remember that. I mean, hopefully, we can find some traces of his whereabouts somewhere.
There's got to be some way. There's got to be like something in his. It, if we can get back to Steingart, there's got to be some way that we can connect to him via the lab. Like there's got to be like a find my Vexes button with like a homing beacon or something so that we can pinpoint. Like I don't know, with all the crazy shit. I mean that he's been able to do. I feel like there's got to be at least something like that. So that might be able to help us find him. I don't know.
The world has clearly changed while my spark was sapped. But he'll sort of turn to Leaf. Well, he'll turn to the group first and we'll say, what is happening here is evil. Weak, and he'll like air quote it, strong men rule here and suffer depredations across the people and across the land. But just removing the person at the top, they'll turn to Leaf, won't change that. Say, for the sake of argument, we succeed and overthrow this person. What comes next? What would you seek to do?
Is there like a next in line after? Are they equally as evil? Do they wear an offensive amount of eyeliner? It's like this
Well,
conversation is hitting real close to home at the moment.
well, Callie, there is There is a number of crowned princesses that they're not really in line for the throne. They're more like powerful soldiers that the Empress has grown from her own stuff, that are basically tiny, mostly mindless duplicates of her, but are given command over war units and or sent on special assignments. But yeah, they are not what one would actually call heir to the throne. The actual heir to the throne was kidnapped by the Stormlord of Providence some 15 years ago. They have been happily married for some time. They have 2 kids. They're doing great. But everyone in the hegemony thinks that she was kidnapped against her will. And she's not. She's out there trying to lead the fight to free her people from her mother. Did I answer the question?
Well, I mean, not specifically mine. I think mine is more around like, what is the plan to activate the resistance and overthrow the company in the wake of this assassination? Like, what's the plan? If you just wish us to kill for the sake of killing,
The plan is anything but this. I don't. I gave up thinking that I had to have all of the plans for the future worked out ahead of time. I don't need to know that we're going to try and build something to know that better than whatever the fuck this is. I'm not good at politics. I'm good at smuggling people out of this country safe and alive. Someone else can figure out a better government, and if they fuck it up too, then I will do everything in my power to bring them down as well. But I don't have a plan. I'm sorry, that is not in my skill set. You any good at political governance?
Would now be a good time to talk about how we thrive at war crimes?
Let's
Come
keep
again?
that under wraps for a bit.
Yeah, okay, obviously.
Oh, okay, that was a question to the group, not an anemone question.
Yeah, I was like, I think we should keep under wraps, yeah, our affinity towards war crimes.
Sure.
Well, as far as I see, I don't think we have much. We do need help getting out of here, so I'm willing to help for this, but I don't know if we can help in the future with what we have going on back home.
Like anytime we're away for more than like a couple of days, there is a real threat that we may go back to nothing. And we're not being dramatic when we say that. So, but it's just one thing, Gail. You know,
Hold
it's
the line.
Fangale is just, raiding all the chests and remaking all the statues, and
He better not be.
he's
anything,
just luxuriating
anything.
in a pile of gold.
if anything happens to the OG painting of Josephine, whew,
Yeah, the OG
on
is gonna
site,
say,
on
yeah,
site. Because I'm pretty sure, like the on site, like I'm pretty sure the original one was when you were still
that was
a
vampire. That
vampire.
was vampire era,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we have like multiple iterations of Josephine
Yeah,
memorialized in giant 7-foot paintings, and if anything
so
happens to them,
many.
mm-mm.
No, the one thing you can trust about Thangale is he doesn't really care about all that.
So you're bouncing.
Well, I think we're going to help with your issue, and then
You're staying.
we don't have much a way to get out yet, so I don't know, that's my vote. Is that I want to stay to help you guys for what you need, and then once we're done with that, then you can help us get out. No, the person who brought us over betrayed us. I don't want to talk about it. May he rot. We could go talk to his crew, I guess, but I don't know if I trust them enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
all of you non-humans getting out of the city on your own is not gonna happen.
That too.
I don't know that I distrust them enough without their captain to get us out of here, at least. I think it's our best option, honestly.
Well, they have no captain who's piloting the ship now. None of us can.
I mean, I'm sure they know how
Add
to.
it to your navy.
I nominate the Anemone to be their captain, but I suppose if she doesn't want it.
Do you think those group of people are going to listen to a little gnome? Like, I think we've seen enough here that people here can't be trusted. Like,
Did you see their glamour party? It was off the chain. I think that they will.
Also,
Yes.
yeah, hey, they're not hegemony. Yeah,
no, Josephine's triggered. Like, she's just mad at everyone right now.
she's just mad at everyone. That's a mood.
I guess we could go talk to them. They did like anemone, it seems.
I mean,
I think the real question is, what do we do about the tracking symbols on us?
I can try dispel magic again and see if that is it. Does it look like magic, or is it like an actual physical tracking device, tracking thing on us?
Nope,
I
they're
don't
sigil
remember.
spells.
Okay, I will. Can I try dispel magic on? I'll just try it on Persephone since she just said it.
Well, the problem with dispel magic is you can only
One at a time.
affect one at a time.
Oh, okay.
We have like a 500 gold on us. Like,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have hundreds of items that are
Okay.
marked.
That's fair. Yep. True. Hold on. I'll try.
I mean, do we have someone here that knows how to remove it under the table? Maybe. No.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Okay, well, I'll scrub my armor and my weapons off, but I guess the gold will have to stay. But I think we should talk to the crew first before we do anything. Personally.
Well, that was a like several 100-mile trek across the tundra, I thought.
Oh, was it?
And then we had to swim through the snake chamber and
Uh-huh.
I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, there's a lot to get back to the submarine.
I don't know, y'all. Should we just help him kill that girl? Like, I feel like it'd be easy at this point. Plus, we can get our lick back and get some revenge.
Honestly, I mean, as
Just
risky
put-
as it might be, at this point, like a side quest killing does sound kind of fun, and it would be really fun to like at least help murder the person that would want to keep. Yeah, I'm down. Even just for pity's sake, I'm down at this point.
Leaf just kind of frowns.
these people kept me bound, misused my gifts, poisoned the land. Once I had seen you to safety, I was going to wage war on them myself.
Would be happy for your help. But you're not wrong. It's not your battle. You have your own country to get back to. I can only use the rod once per day, though, to reshape the stone, so I'm just waiting for your group to come to an answer so I don't waste the use if I don't have to.
I think we should do it, 'cause I also think if, like, I cannot think of it in this moment, but I'm sure that there is a way that, like, we not only as people can use, we could, as Steingard, could use the political upset that we may cause to our advantage in some way. I don't know. There's got to be some way that we could benefit from it.
What do you think, Persephone? What are you leaning towards?
Seems majority wins this day.
I mean, I'm not opposed to not doing it. I don't know. I want to know your opinion on it.
I'm against it, but I'm not gonna opt out and go my own way, or try to stop you guys, or convince you otherwise. I think we're all capable of understanding the stakes and what is going on. I will not be a pacifist in this. If I go along, I will help you. But I consciously and morally object.
Mm. See, I object too, but I
also object to like people that think we're all subhuman, like just like that we're all, I don't know.
No, I don't agree with the hegemony or want them to continue on, but
Right.
I mean, this is literally like we fell into their lap, and these people are wanting to use us as a weapon with literally no goals or plans. They just like, oh, hey, these people are powerful. Hey, do you want to go kill somebody that we don't like? Yeah, great. Like, it's just so beyond the realm of reasonable that it would be like if a child came up and told me that they wanted to beat up their bully on the playground. Like, it's just, I have nothing to do with this, and I have no reason to go murder somebody. I mean, I don't like what's going on here. I hate people being oppressed, enslaved, and everything, but we are a small group of people thrust in the middle of this. We are not some band of superheroes running around to save the world. Like, I'm very saddened by what goes on here, but killing this person isn't going to stop anything. It's just going to make their goals, and whatever those are, a little bit easier for the time being. But also, isn't her daughter like a deific being? Like, how what if she shows up during the fight? Like, are we supposed to kill a god as well for these people? Like, it just seems really ridiculous.
I'll remember that the next time you're imprisoned by someone.
Look, I appreciate the help, but being strong-armed and blackmailed into assassinating a political rival is fucked. Like,
I'm not strong arming or blackmailing you. I'm just not showing you the quick way out because I don't know if I can trust you because you'd rather save your skin than help us. So I'm not going to put the tunnel that I use to rescue people from the city at risk by taking you there. This one will probably get you out. I can't promise it. You'll have to find it on your own.
no,
I have already helped all of you more than I ever needed to.
that's
So-
fine. But you throwing a temper tantrum and being like, "Oh, we'll see if you ever get out of prison again," is just so childish that I don't even know. Like, yeah, we're not going to help you do what you want, but like, you throwing a little fucking hissy fit about it is like, it just confirms that why should we help you? Like, you want us to do this thing, you give us no details, you give us no plan other than spinning us around in circles and pointing us in a direction of somebody you want us to kill, and then you're gonna like be all cold and assholeish if we don't want to do it. Like, fuck you. I appreciate everything you've done for us, but like, we didn't ask to be put in this situation. We didn't get ourselves into this situation. So like, thank you for helping us. We can help you in some other way if you want money or resources, or hell, even we might be able to get people to be smuggled into this place for you to help with your resistance. But because we won't kill the one specific person you want us to, then we're just fucked and out on our own and not worth helping. Like, okay, man, sure, we get it. We'll see you later.
I'm still helping you.
Yep, you will create this portal, we will go through it, and then you're done. We get it. So if you could just do that for us, and we'll be on our fucking way, and we'll be out of your hair forever. And then you don't have to see us, and if you see us in a prison cell, you can leave us there to rot. Okay? Does this sound like a deal?
He snaps his fingers, and a rod appears in his hands. He waves it at the stone wall. The stone moves apart, opening up the subway tunnel.
That being said, I'm going this way. If the rest of you want to help him and kill this evil queen, that's your prerogative. I'm done with him. I will not speak for you. I will not make a decision for you.
I'm with you, Persephone, and Josephine will follow Persephone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very easy for me to talk myself into going one way or the other when it's just myself contributing, but like, there's really no way you can argue with that speech. So, absolutely following you.
Zorn will turn to Leaf. I owe everyone here a debt. I will see these ladies' debt paid.
Persephone's going to take her purse, which has 54 platinum, 7 gold, 6 silver, and 11 copper, and she's just going to drop it at Leaf's feet before she walks out.
You know what? We need the help, so I'm not going to let my pride get in the way of taking this. But you didn't need to be an asshole about your opinion on why you didn't need to stay.
Yeah, she's not
Don't
even
throw a
listening. She's
tantrum.
just leaving. She's turning around, walking away after she drops the money.
Cool.
Josie will hand her money over too, all of it. But she won't drop it. She'll hand it to him. She feels a little bad.
Anemone will hand it over, but she will turn around as softly as she possibly can,
I do not
and then follow behind.
I do not know how long it will take me to get back. But if there are other leaders of this resistance, we must put a plan into place. Make sure that you can call them back upon my arrival, and with that he'll turn and he'll follow the ladies.
The wall rapidly reseals with stone behind you.
Before we go, is Kali staying? Okay.
The wall reseals. Plunging this side of the tunnel into quiet dark. So what are you doing?
Well, where do we get taken to?
You just walked down a subway tunnel. It's just a long, dark tunnel now with track, a lot of dirt and dust.
There appears to only be one way forward.
Yeah, let's keep going forward. Kali, do you know anything about these tunnels or anything? Okay, guess we'll proceed onwards. Keep any sign or keep your eye out for any tracks or anything. Yeah, keep going.
So many subway tracks.
Steph's gonna take out her ever burning torch and just use that for light.
The
Can I
tunnel
just?
illuminated.
Is
Go
there
ahead.
something like is there something I can like? I know we're not technically outside, but like, can I do a survival check? I don't know if that might be helpful in any way, but
A survival check for what? What are you looking for?
just like trying to navigate where we are, where we're going, if there might be something that could harm us. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure
This-
out how to be helpful in this situation.
Sure. I rarely get to say this, but at the moment, I'm literally railroading you.
Oh yeah.
You are on a train track in a subway tunnel.
It's light rail. Your light
It's light rail, yes. And as the light comes out, for those of you who can't see in the dark, you see that there's a lot of places where like there's a little bit of like old gray brown moss that's like half dead, half still alive. some algae, but other than that, no other real signs of life down here. You don't even hear things you would expect in a place like this, like the squeaking of rats or bats.
I'm gonna be
A
using my
moose?
nose since there was talk of like gas or gas bombing. I'm gonna he's not had the opportunity to really be in moose form, so Zoran will become a moose and there will just be a moose walking down this subway, lit by the ever burning torch. And he's
Amazing.
luxuriating and using his moose senses and being a moose.
Delightful. You begin heading down this tunnel. Some of the bricks in the tunnel have fallen out. It is in obvious disrepair. It hasn't been used in hundreds of years. There is the faintest scent of decay at this point. But you don't smell any fresh scents besides those you were traveling with.
Does it look
Go ahead.
Does it look like these tunnels were unused due to any particular activity, or does it look like they just fell into disarray, or was there like like an attack down here and part of the areas blown up or caved in, or I guess any particular reason why they fell into disuse?
So a little ways down the tunnel, it splits into a larger underground station. Dozens of tracks fan out. You see a number of rusted, broken down subway cars just in lines tipped over. And you see bodies hanging out of doors. They're not really bodies anymore. They're fully decomposed. They're just bleached skeletons at this point, but they're covered in slime and algae and moss and shit. There are hundreds of skeletons. Hundreds. If I had a medicine check maybe from anyone who would like to examine them.
I can do that.
And by skeletons, you mean inert remains.
Inert remains, yes.
Not bony boys.
Not bony boys.
Point, I feel like at this point, I feel like we need to be like, it's like
just these skeletons that are still.
At this point, like I feel like as the representatives from New Steingard, I feel like it's just kind of like step aside. Like we are quite literally the experts. Because when we say we're drowning in undead over there, we are not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. So, what does Anemone know about, or possibly know about?
Teacher, you forgot to assign us homework?
Oh yeah, she's a fucking nerd and she knows it. Like the shit that she knows about, yeah, she's not. Mm-hmm. You bet your ass yes. she was never ever once afraid to raise her hand in class. Oh no. She's like, if I fucking know the answer, of course I'm gonna raise my hand. Why wouldn't I?
Absolutely. So a lot of these skeletons look like they just sort of collapsed. There's a couple of them that it looks like their heads were caved in for some reason, or stepped on, or smashed by a blunt object. But a large number of them just looked like they laid down and died. I will say the ones that have smashed heads are kind of in the open, like they were walking about.
So I explain this all as if it's common sense to everybody.
Is there any religious iconography either on the bodies or in the subway at all?
It would have to be sturdy and made of good material. It's been 200 years. Give me a perception check. A lot of these people were too poor. Stuff like that.
Also, are the people wearing clothes? Like the skeletons, the bodies?
Not that would have survived decomposition.
Okay.
One of them is one of the skeletons that looks like it laid down. You find this one in one of the subway cars. I'm assuming you guys are kind of spreading out to search the area.
Yeah, I would
Or
imagine
you just
the first initial cars or platforms that have bodies and rubble and that kind of thing, we'd probably check out at least the first, like I said, the first couple of them. And then once they become more common, we'd probably just leave them alone.
Yeah. Skeleton does have an amulet in titanium that appears to be shaped with like a pair of not worked wings coming out of a armored figure clutching a longsword over their breast, pointed down. It's a depiction of a Valkyrie, and looks kind of like an early symbol of Freya. Soren, you would also recognize it.
Yeah, but I'm busy being a moose.
That is fair. It's cool being a moose.
It's like that thing of when you're in a plane and you have to contort yourself and you can't really, be in your body, that for, like 20 years.
Yeah.
So are you like a moose that became a person or a person that became a moose?
He'll just sort of not, like look his moose like face at you and then sort of stand up in majesty and shiver. And that's all you're getting in moose form. Can't talk as a moose. I have moose mouth.
Moose mouth.
Moose Drool is a good beer.
I have never tried it. Yes.
Seth would probably she would definitely leave the amulet there and probably just remark to herself, in probably like a quiet prayer and make a note to do some more research if and when they get out of here. Although she would like to commit the image to memory if possible, if you need me to make a roll.
Yeah, give me a religion check.
And we'll spend a hero point on this.
Well, sure.
Sure, as in reroll, or
Oh yeah, reroll. Why you're rolling private GM rolls?
I just default to it for skill checks, I guess. I don't know. Although
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with using private rolls. No one has to share their rolls with anyone but me. Boom, boom, boom. I'm getting that's a critical success instead of a botch, though. So well worth the hero point. The bracelet that Persephone has that she uses as a focus for her magic. It gets warm in not a comfortable kind of way. And as you're saying over these, there's almost like a over the skeleton of a person coughing, emaciated from starvation. There's blood dribbling down their chest as they lay, trying to lift a hand feet.
sorry, you keep cutting
Before they
out.
die.
I didn't catch a lot
Yep.
of that.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah, you're cutting out a lot.
Am I having connection issues again? Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay, let me turn up my microphone volume. Crap. On your critical success, you say your prayer and get a image of the person wearing the amulet as kind of like an overlay spiritual effect over the skeleton. You see their last moments of death, coughing up blood that dribbles down their chin, trying to reach up to grasp the amulet about their neck before they succumb to death. Over and over and over again. This person's soul has not departed from their body, and the bracelet that you wear, that you use your magic through, warms uncomfortably onto your wrist. And you realize that the souls of every one of these beings is trapped down here in some sort of strange limbo space. They're not ghosts or ravenous spirits. They just seem tethered to their bones.
Is there anything that I know of that causes something like that?
Not in any of the necromancies you've studied so far.
Can I surmise whether it was a natural effect of what happened, or if it was specifically instigated by outside magic or something to that effect?
With your crit success and the sheer scale, because there are hundreds of bodies down here, There's no way that this was accidental. This was done with someone's power. They are being kept here with someone's power. Yes, Callie, you sense your grandmother's magic all fucking over this place.
Is she a necromancer? In my studies and my own, I suppose, independent theories about necromancy, would there be a reason to keep a large number of souls like this trapped other than just to be cruel? Like, sure, you might be able to use it as a repository for something, but outside of maybe holding them for a particular ritual or spell, would there be a reason to do this again other than just being cruel?
Give me a necromancy lore roll. Those are the only reasons you can think of. They are either part of a ritual or Elena is the cruelest necromancer you have ever known. Because even the souls of the long dead in Steingard were not bound like this.
Right. Seth's gonna try. So the way that she helps souls move on, she wants to begin that process just to sort of touch up against the magic that is keeping them here, to see if that also interferes with someone deliberately trying to allow these souls to move on. She doesn't want to do it or push too hard. She just wants to see if there's any resistance in attempting to do so.
There's great resistance. You don't think it's outside of your ability, but there's good chance that if you release these spirits, the person who bound them will know.
Okay. Your grandmother is a terrible fucking person.
That's what. This is why I'm fleeing Motherland. So much.
It's not that I don't believe we can't help them. I just don't think we can right now. I don't intend to leave this place to their own defenses and forget about them. I would very much like to come back and help when we are more capable. Particularly this subway.
Yeah, when we're prepared, there's definitely a lot more that we can offer than just ourselves right here, right now. And this feels bigger than us right here, right now.
The thing that happens when you cut off the head of a power supply is that there's something called a power vacuum, which means all of those who think they have power or actually do have power try to scramble to obtain the power that was lost. This usually causes a lot of problems for a nation or whatever the organization is. And I don't necessarily think that chaos would be a bad thing, but I would feel much better, and I think it would be a better use of it if Leaf and the Resistance had some kind of organization in place to deal with that power vacuum, whether it's putting their own number ahead, coming out officially and saying, hey, we're taking over, Queen Bitch is dead, here we are, join our resistance, fight, fight, fight. But they can't just kill her and then expect the whole hegemony to change and fix itself. There has to be methods and steps put in place to achieve that goal after you remove the political figure. And they're not ready for that right now. If anything, it could solidify I guess she'd be your sister then? Kali? Aunt, okay, yeah. There's just a lot of unknowns about what will happen if the grandmother dies.
Zoran will change back into a hybrid form, and at that say, the little sister is right. Nature abhors a vacuum. This hegemony, even the name of it, suggests power and domination over others. There will be people waiting in the wings, evil, venal, corrupt, who will use that power vacuum to assume power and to consolidate it. There needs to be a plan in place, a person that the people can believe in. Next steps, support from beyond the hegemony in order to bring stability back to this place. You tend a garden. You don't just pull a single weed and call it done.
There is the sound of a speaker barely hanging on. A message echoes out from it and through the subway tunnels. Citizens of the Meridian hegemony, I stand before you, not just as your empress, but as a guardian of our sacred duty. We have triumphed over chaos and dissent, building a society where order reigns. Yet amidst our glorious progress, darkness yet lurks. Tiny, insidious threads of betrayal weave through the tapestry of our lives, seeking to fracture our bonds. These traitors, these misguided fools, have turned their backs on the strength of our collective will and the sacrifices made for what we hold dear. This is not merely an affront to your loyalty, it is an assault on your very way of life. They have capitalized on our virtue, spreading their venomous lies in a desperate attempt to undermine our stability. Yet I assure you this will not stand. To those who embrace the courage of our ancestors and the festivities of our achievements, I call upon you. There is power in being vigilant, in standing tall against those who would seek our demise. Your vigilance will be rewarded from here on out. For any citizen who provides information leading to the capture of these enemies of the Meridian, I offer not only my personal gratitude, but a promotion in rank, a higher place of honor in our beloved realm. Let it be known that loyalty shall be recognized and esteemed. Together, we rise against those who threaten our glorious existence. Together, we will ensure that the light of unity blazes brightly, illuminating the path towards our destined greatness. Stand with me, loyal. Stand with the hegemony, and help us root out these core malefactors and secure our future. For the strength of the many is the only means of salvation. Arise, my people. Arise and defend our sacred home. And then even across the speaker, you hear the sound of people cheering. What you didn't see, because you guys went underground, was that there was also a video broadcast of her sitting on her very simple, elegant throne in her full regalia. But that's okay. So,
It's good to see the propaganda machine is in full force.
yeah.
Looks like it.
So I'm just gonna walk up to the speaker and just sort of give it the coup d'etat to finish off whatever life it had left. Disconnected from the rest of the sound system.
It breaks off the wall. There's a brief spark, and it crashes to the ground. And on the note and realization that there's power running through the lines down here, we're going to go to break.
Okay, I'll be back.
I don't know if anyone actually caught that, so I'm pointing it out. Because it... BRB! I gotta pee.
Indeed.
For those that don't go anywhere on your break, I will
go live. Which was not specifically to like stop the conversation. You can continue. I love a good cardigan story.
No, it's just I have
We can entertain
at least
everyone
one
with
of
the
every
cardigan
color.
story.
No, go.
I mean, and if
believe
anybody really surprised that I have 30 cardigans and at least one of every color, and they remain color coordinated at all times in my closet, like that should be surprising to no one at this point. I feel like
No, it's not surprising. It feels like it's a fact that I always really knew. I just didn't have it confirmed.
Yeah.
And
I'm
now I have it
consistent.
confirmed.
I will tell you, I think you'll get a lot out of the Phoenix Art Museum. I think after meditating on it, that's my solid recommendation.
Okay. All right. I'll take your recommendation. I'll report back.
Just be prepared,
Now,
prepared for a lot of native.
vacation plans made for the end of a quilting convention. We can come back in now to our group, still working on getting out of Meridian. A lot of truly fucking awful discoveries have been made, and you have a half dozen tunnel choices to choose from to find an exit out of this place. There is all kinds of graffiti and markings on various walls. Some of it is obviously symbols. It looks like certain tunnels were marked by people who were still alive at some point.
Do there be a glass encased transit map? Like, have we come across a station that has an infographic laying out where the various lines go?
I would say yes. In this space, there's like up on one of the far walls. It's not covered in glass anymore. It's been far too long, but the majority of the map is still there, and there's a very helpful little circle mark that's like you're here at just sort of like a place where the tracks split, sending them all over the country, it looks like. And there is one that kind of goes in the direction that they are talking about.
Okay,
That
we take
tunnel
that.
that tunnel over there looks like it'll take you. That tunnel over there has... What's the universal sign for like a skull and crossbones? Yeah, it's just a skull painted as the symbol on that subway tunnel. Just like on the opening. So what would you guys like to do?
Suppose we'll just keep following the tunnel.
Okay, so you head down the tunnel with the obvious skull and crossbones? The markings of danger?
Maybe go back and study the iconography. Does it meet up with any other line at any point? Like, what's the radial crisscross of this subway system? I need more subway lore.
I cannot just. I barely understand how subway systems are laid out in normal life, so I'm gonna ad lib the fuck out of this. There is at least one other line that crosses up, probably 5 miles down the track, and that one, has like a squiggly line with a little sun coming up on it.
If you ever do research, look at Tokyo's because theirs is brilliant and beautiful and very smooth.
Did we
So
just
I will
become
not.
best? Did we just become best friends?
I will
don't
not,
know.
because this subway is not and was not ever good. So it's like the worst subway layout you've ever seen. I don't know what about these people made you think that they would have a good subway line.
Well, the people that came before them could have.
Yeah,
had
it could have been good at
something.
one point.
Mm-hmm. This side is not good.
Zoran will recommend that we take the long way because of the happy face graffiti.
Yeah, we'll follow Zoran.
Amazing. Following the little horizon with the sun coming over it, you pretty quickly actually find a way out. It's a day of walking through underground tunnels, though, before you find something that opens up to above. You are well outside the city at this point, but maybe not far enough away from the city. The map goes further. You could absolutely follow the tunnel further to see if there's maybe a farther.
We should go as far as we can tonight. I would not recommend sleeping in a station, but just off of a station. Also, he'll turn to Persephone and Anemone, and he will say, with no offense intended, if your smaller legs get tired, you can ride in my antlers.
It's so cute.
That is so. Oh fuck.
Oh wait, did we
Jesus.
sound check? Did we have sound coming through? Okay, it is.
And did
Sometimes
we
the
reawaken
sound.
the archivist?
I didn't put Archivist to slumber. I forgot.
Okay.
So Archivist did not get a break. I'm so sorry, Archivist.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So,
Buffalo.
quickly, Anemone is just going to like shift into being a dragon really fast, just simply to be like, I really, I just want you to see that like it's not like I'm not doing this because I have to. And then she will shift back into a gnome and climb up and rest in your antlers and just be like, I'm doing this because I want to. And she is going to hang out. She's like, this is absolutely, this is a want and not a need. But if you're offering, I'm gonna ride.
They don't really know what dragons are, if I'm honest. It's not part of their education.
I don't even. Yeah. If you don't. Oh, never mind. You go. Oh, yeah. So so I don't know. It just seems kind of. It's obviously second nature, and everybody around, like everybody that I'm with, has seen it a million times. So I forget that it's novel for some people. But yes. So I am a gnome. Have always been a gnome, but have always had draconic magic as a sorcerer. And then at a certain point in the not so distant past, that magic manifested into me actually becoming a dragon and being able to become a dragon. So right now I'm just still a little one, but I'm hoping that like as I get older, I might be a little bit more fearsome. I mean, I'm still pretty badass now, even when I'm little, but yeah. And if you're gonna, and if you're gonna, if you've got an issue, if your people have been traumatized in the past by dragons, and you're gonna try to kill me, please just tell me now. I just please come out with it. I feel like I've been encountering a lot of people that have some deep seated dragon trauma, so I'm just trying to suss it out from the start.
I should also clarify that while Meridian doesn't really teach anything about dragons, Eldenot does. So if that's who you asked, heard you, because they are allies with Binonsuo in their war against the dragonflights of Jasira. But you would probably know them as yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, if you say that, I mean, then will be like,
Share
if you're
your
beefing,
dragon.
if you're beefing with the Jasir, I also hate them because they also were the ones who took out all of my ancestors. So again, the trauma should not apply to me. Hopefully, I'm finding out that there's a lot of dragons that are like doing way more fucked up shit than I thought. So again, I am not one of those. I know I'm sounding very like not all dragons, but really, please just don't kill me. Please, I promise I'm fine. I'm good. I'm a gnome most of the time. So it's all good.
It's dragon killing time.
Oh yeah. But like, oh yeah. I'm excited. Honestly, thank you for letting me show you. If I'm being honest with you, it's like not even it's high key the coolest thing about me. If I'm being honest with you, I mean it's the coolest thing ever. I can turn into I'm a fucking dragon. So thank you for letting me show you because anytime I get to do it, it's very exciting. So and I'm honestly not even ashamed to admit that. So thank you. And then she is gonna like I think I will say if your antlers are as big as a Hyundai, then she has definitely found two antlers that are spread far enough apart that she can make a makeshift hammock for her little gnome self up in your antlers.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
I'm
she's
really glad these are subway tunnels.
love it. I love this.
I had an image of gnomes riding in moose antlers, walking down a subway tunnel lit by magical light, and I wanted to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm like
I would
giant
love
antlers.
for
There's no
someone
way
to
I
draw
can't.
it now, honestly. It's a great
Mhm.
image. Uh,
Yeah, as
yeah.
I finish
So
finding a piece of fabric, I'm tying one on the other side as well, for Seth in case she would also like an antler hammock. So it's very nice. I mean, again, I know that physically we both probably can tolerate the walk, but I mean, like, somebody's offering me an option or an opportunity to not walk, I'm gonna take it. So,
It's got a little
Walker,
tension to work off right now. She's a
all right,
little
that's fine.
upset, so
That's
she's gonna
fine. You
walk
do
for
you.
at least a little bit longer.
All right, it's there. It's there. It's there if you want it.
yeah,
Maybe on the way. Couple hours.
Seth
We have
was
no idea how long these
heated.
tunnels. Yeah, we have no idea how long these tunnels are. So
I also love that like no one has like asked Seth if she's doing okay.
Well, when she's right, she's right.
Sure.
yeah.
Well, also we don't have a lot of time right now to like sit down and make sure everybody feels okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do kumbaya later.
You've been walking
It
for
kind
a
of feels
day.
like it
Like
kind of
so
feels like
I
something
mostly
to do
need to
like
know
on
if
the boat
you're
home.
camping to get some rest, if you're gonna push on, if you're gonna go upstairs out of the subway station or continue down the tunnels. Uh I just mostly need to know where you're going from here, because about time y'all are kind of tired.
He will. Zoran will start to trot around in a circle and then lower his antler gently to the ground, indicating the ride is over.
She will begrudgingly climb down.
And then he'll shift back to human. And then I suggest we make a camp here. I can take first watch.
Even though we're getting tired, does it feel like we've been up for an appropriate amount of time? Like you can get tired after, a half hour's worth of work, depending on what that
True.
work is, but
It feels like you have walked most of a day. You could push on, get a little fatigued before setting up camp if you don't want to camp so close to a entrance to the surface or an exit to the surface, as it were, for you. Or even farther.
no, I think if it feels like we've walked for, a good amount of time, made some good progress, then setting up camp's fine.
Excellent.
I will join you on first watch, if you don't mind, Zoran. Well,
So
okay then.
we have not heard anything from Large.
I said I would take first watch.
I will take the second one.
I did. Persephone is joining Zoran on the first one.
So how many watches do we need?
It depends on how long you want to sleep. If you want to actually get full rest, a number.
Be 5 for everyone. to
Yeah.
take a 2 hour.
Yeah.
8 hours of sleep.
Well, I'm like, because there's there's an odd number of us. So I'm like, could we just do 2 watches and do 2 and 3? And then
so 16 hours.
I don't know what everybody else is thinking.
No, we
Sounds
can
good.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just feel like as long as there's somebody on watch, it doesn't really. I just don't want to leave somebody on their own. And like, I definitely want to sit
It's
up all
weird
night and
without
like,
Vexus here to be able to just be up all
just
night.
be like, yeah, exactly. They're like, I don't need to sleep. I was like, do we have any sleepless creatures? Because we used to have 2, and now we have 0, which is very
And,
inconvenient.
you guys haven't really had to discuss watches before.
So I am looking it up, and it turns out moose typically sleep for no more than 5 minutes at a time. So if I am in moose form,
You know what? I'll allow it. You catnap as a moose and just sort of like roam about. But you all get a good night's sleep. Does anyone go above to the surface or anything?
gosh, no.
No.
Does it look like typical subway exits and entrances, just like staircases, or
Yeah, kind of like going up to the surface. There's like a broken down steampunky elevator that looks like it hasn't operated in decades.
are there gates over the stairs that we would have to navigate, or is it just kind of an open space?
There are gates
Seth
that
may
seem closed.
go to the gate to just investigate it and see what's beyond it, but no more than just kind of a general look at the surroundings. Like, she's not going to try to go through it or mess with it at all. The bulk of her watch, she's going to be scrubbing the shit out of everything that she can find.
Oh, amazing. If you're not really trying to get past the gates, you would see some very old flickering down a tunnel kind of deal that go down a little ways and then up set of another set of stairs. Can't really get a good view of the outside without bypassing a couple of gates.
I mean, at the
And-
moment, that's good because that at least makes
It's
it
also-
a little more protected.
Yeah, it's good for you too. Like, people have to get through them to get to you from up top.
Yeah.
You can see like more graffiti and stuff like on the tunnel, like flashing in the lights whenever it sparks. There's still power running to this area.
Yeah, but that's kind of Vexus's deal, and I'm not here right now, so
Oh sure, no, it's definitely we don't have anyone that does engineering mechanical stuff at the moment. It's not great.
I mean, yeah, Seth would be like sticking her finger in a light socket, like she's no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I'm really good at like materializing electricity, but like not in any way that would be useful here or non-lethal here.
It's just what we need.
There is a furious kind of cawing noise as Desdemona flies down from the tunnel, slipping through the bars, cawing angrily at you and flying around you in a circle. He's not a very big bird.
I will finish scrubbing the symbols off of her dried crickets and then feed her.
They did not put individual sigils on each individual dried cricket. Okay,
That's very kind of them.
that is some wackadoodle shit.
I would not put it past.
Exactly. I would not put it past them. Yep.
Yeah, that actually sounds exactly like something they would do.
You know why they marked each of the coins, right?
Because then we'd have to get rid of all of them.
You'd have to spend them or drop them somewhere, and either way, they're either going to track the coins to where they are, or they're going to track the coins to a witness that saw you that they can extract information from.
I don't know where we're at. These people might be into dried crickets.
Sure. They just hone in on that symbol and they're just like scrying on someone's like lower intestine.
Gross.
Gross. Jinx. All right, do you guys bed down for the evening though? We can't really do the camping menu. We're just not in a place for that.
Actually, before we go to bed, since there is the option of undead possibly roaming, we're gonna cast this, choosing undead, just in a 30-foot area underneath our general camp area.
What is it? Sanctified ground. Ooh, that is neat.
That'll be it. I'm done with before camp stuff.
Excellent. Is anything anyone else would like to do? Take that as a no. First watch then is Persephone and Zoran. Nothing happens. It is peaceful, uncomfortably quiet, save for the occasional drip of condensation off of stone onto a pool of water that it has creating. And just the sound of being beneath the ground. There's nothing, no bugs, no living creatures of any kind. Who was on second watch?
I think it was the other three of us.
And the Muso is in the background, yes.
All
right. Yeah, the moose is taking a look at it. There are perception checks that I need from everyone on second. Josephine. Zoran. You wait. So it was just Persephone on first watch?
I thought it was Persephone and Zoran, and then Josephine.
So it was us two on the first watch, and then everybody else on the second watch, because
Yeah.
Zoran
Okay.
can kind of do his little catnappy thing during
Yeah.
the watch.
The both of you become kind of aware at about the same time. Little motes of light dancing down the top. They're just far enough away that they could slip around the corner and be gone from view. But they're close enough that you can tell that they are there and that they are real and not a trick of the light or your eyes. Little motes of green fire.
I will try and be a quiet moose. I will not be successful at it.
I mean, a 19's successfully quiet.
Clap, 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 clap.
You just stop moving and you are quiet. Your belly rumbles a little. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also kind of come to the realization that none of y'all have introduced yourselves properly. You were fleeing from your life from an insane tyrannical dictator.
True. I think like if we're just getting out there, I think the second I'm sitting down with Josephine, I am immediately going to just like launch into just full on girl time about just Seth being Seth today, and just like just all of that, and I feel the need to just talk to Josephine about it. Just as the two of us who have known Persephone for a long time, just about how badass she was and all of that. And then I think after a couple of minutes, she will then realize that the two of them are not alone, and then quickly stop and turn and properly introduce herself.
Full body shiver, unfortunately.
So introduce yourself then.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I realize
If
now.
you're gonna
Like,
engage in RP.
well,
The flames are just chilling there. Like I said, they're not moving.
this is true. So yeah, so I realize like we have, been doing this with you for a while now, and you have no idea who we actually are. My name is Anemone. Just this is Josephine, but So, but yeah, we knew Lev. He started with us. Um, we were there with him up until the end. I don't think I will straight up say like we were with your brother when he died, because that feels like something you might not say to somebody's face right upon meeting them. So, um, so yeah. Yes. How long ago in game was it that he died?
2 years now.
Okay. How long has it been?
Huh?
I'm pretty sure, if I have my timelines correct, it was a year after we started playing so yeah, it was about 2 years ago that he died. When was the last time you saw him? No. But okay. And we do we know did Vexus ever I'm not did Vexus, did Lev ever mention like his sister or any of that to us when he did we ever know any of that? Okay. 'Cause I'm like, yeah. It's like wasn't this like wasn't that part I don't remember exactly. I remember his sister being a part of why I don't know. I felt like she was a part of why he decided to die instead of coming back and being reincarnated. I don't remember exactly. I could be totally wrong. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
Anemone also wasn't given his reasons.
Right, I'm trying to piece together if there's anything comforting that I can share to be like, hey, I know that it's really disappointing that you missed him just by 2 years. When there
And
was
he
a
died of
whole
ghoul fever. There was a lot of vomiting. It was real
yeah
gross.
yeah, it was long and
It was
arduous, and yeah,
it
I was
was
just
not
I'm
like
just
the sweet release of death. It was horrible and gross.
I was I was trying to be like, hey, he died, but he did it so that he could come find you. I don't know. I'm just trying to comfort the poor girl.
We
Trying to.
didn't let him turn into a ghoul.
This is true.
We
And then
incinerated his body.
and then he died, but then Vexus became alive, and obviously it's not the same, and obviously Vexus is not your brother, but it isn't Lev, but it feels like him. It's Lev adjacent, if that makes sense. Yeah, I can't. Yes, and we don't know where he is. Yeah, we got to get out of here alive, and then once we do that, we can then follow it up with a Vexus rescue mission. Because it's already like miserable without him, and it's been like a handful of days. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to rescue him ASAP. I mean, like obviously his like engineering skills and all of that top notch, but just just as Vexus, we're definitely there's definitely something missing. So
I I I have this image that this scene, with the way we've kind of been like summarizing it instead of like fully immersing in the RP of the camping, has kind of been like Anemone telling stories of Lev and Vexus to Callie, and Callie kind of progressively getting more relaxed as she hears these stories about her brother and what they've been doing. Uh, and letting that mask kind of fall away, because these people might actually be safe for once in your life. Your environment isn't safe, but these people, if everything they're saying is true, are a representation of safety, escape from this place.
yeah, I think like after we've kind of gone through the introductions and all of that, like yeah, like you said, as we settle in, like I will more or less just like go through and recount like the entirety of our adventure together. And especially like with all the stories about Lev, it's like whatever he did, like she's absolutely over exaggerating it. And so he
Yeah,
yeah,
it's exactly how I
always,
pictured
yeah,
it.
yeah, he's like a superhero. And yeah, we are merely his underlings. And yeah, so he was, so
Hey,
yeah,
Lev is hella cool. He's the whole reason you have a mechanical cavalry.
hmm he was dope.
God, it was so cool. And then I killed you with ghoul fever, and you had such a decent con. I felt bad.
Yeah, I guess just doing our, yeah, probably just telling you all the stories we can, just to like fill you in on what you missed. But also I think if it's like we spend the entire night telling you all the details of our story, it's like at that point I feel like it's like there's no way you can't believe that we're we're the good ones. So that's also it's like there's no way you can't trust us now.
on
Like
on scale, you're the good ones. Yeah.
yeah, I mean maybe don't poll our citizens when we're low on food. Maybe don't do that. Or when like the army has to eat and then the citizens don't have anything. Yeah, maybe then we're
Oh,
not the good ones. But like,
we're
but yeah,
getting detailed.
but like to her, she's fine. Like, I mean, she would definitely always get food, even if there was a shortage. So she's fine.
Amazing. The evening passes uneventfully. You are not bothered by anything, except maybe the eerie quiet. Aside from Desdemona joining you and happy that you are free, it is otherwise an uneventful evening. So the next morning. No, they just kind of hang out. They don't approach you. They don't do anything malicious. They kind of just like appear and disappear. Sorry, does someone actually want to investigate the Great Fire? I thought we were moving away from it.
Do we want to? I mean, I'm afraid it might. I'm afraid it might trigger something and draw attention to us.
There's one person here who seems to have green fire going on.
Do I still have green fire?
No, just the art for
Oh,
Ollie.
I got cursed like a year ago. I'm like, is that still, I was like, for a second I thought you meant me.
Oh, does it look like Witchfire? Absolutely.
Oh, okay. In that case, then yeah, I absolutely, because like I was surrounded in it for an extended period of time. So in that case, I will definitely investigate it. Would it be
Yeah,
Arcana or
the memory becomes unblocked suddenly, and you're like, oh.
yeah? What should I
You
roll?
well, what are you doing?
I mean, it seems like it seems magical in nature. So I think, yeah. And since I now have primal magic, I will probably roll a nature just to see, or yeah, just to see if I can figure out what kind of magic is making it green.
Okay. Yes, give me that. And then Callie, please give me an occultism roll. So there's two components to this. And it kind of takes the both of you to realize that because you're seeing two different bits than the other is seeing. Anemone, you are seeing corrupted primal magic, which is the witch flame.
Mm-hmm.
What Callie's seeing is that the witch flame is existing around a small floating spirit that is just sort of moving about in this space. The only reason that you can see, you can't see the spirit normally. Like you and Persephone could see the spirit because that's what you do. Anemone, Zoran, and Josephine. Is it Zoran? Zoran, yes. Only see the flame.
Yeah, I mean, I'll ask if anybody else can ascertain, because I'll just be like, it's corrupted magic, the witch flame.
Very much so. Witchfire feels absolutely
Yeah.
malicious, but the spirits themselves just seem to be cursed, not malicious.
I mean, like, if I'm just going off of my lived experience, The person that cursed me with witchfire also just like obliterated Josephine in like 1 second. So my like not even just my like every fiber in my body is telling us we need to just move on and stay away from these. So I just feel like nothing good can come around. Nothing good can come from lingering around this. So I think we need to. Yeah. I feel like we have enough of those already as it is. I don't know that as a group we have room for any more tortured souls, so I think we just need to move it along.
Sure, you continue on your way. The spirits do not bother you. You see several more of them as you continue down the tunnels. You're getting close to your next crossover. You know, down one tunnel, they use the skull, which many people use as a sign for danger. And that this tunnel was supposed to be safe or led outside. So when you see the connecting tunnel and it looks like it has collapsed, closing off the dangerous tunnel. You see another one of the squiggly horizon symbols with the sun rising on it on the far tunnel. And there's one tunnel with, I will call it the equivalent of a question mark.
Does anybody have any strong feelings one way or the other? I feel like we really need to. It feels like a big decision, and I feel like we should get input from everyone on which way we should go.
I will also say the map points down the one with the squiggly line and the sun. That leads where you want it to go, if that helps.
Wiggly it is.
Yep.
Excellent.
Oh, I think Josephine might be having mic issues. Pandora? She started typing.
Am I good now?
Yeah.
There you are.
Perfect.
I don't
Welcome
think
back.
if you said anything in the last 10 minutes, we did not hear you.
Oh,
It's true.
I didn't say much. It's fine.
Well, anything you want to say for this?
I say we follow the map. I think the map is the best route to go, wherever it leads us to.
Very good. Anyone else?
Yep.
Okay. With zero deviations from the proper path, no explorations of the unknown, potentially bad places where things might happen, you reach the end of the subway line The tunnel is collapsed after another day of travel, and there is one more exit. With a couple busted gates, but you're still gonna have to either break your way through or dismantle your way through a couple of others before you can get to the surface. But you are still maybe
The moose
insane.
The moose will do it.
Yeah, what's a subway gate? You just walk through them. Outside,
Shed your horns, your moose horns.
right? Just right. Just, yeah, insane. Yeah, you're a decent chunk away from the city. Another entire day being at the point. These tunnels went everywhere. But you are at the ends of the line now. No tunnel was really built and you are still at least a couple days, if not a week, away by foot back to the western banks of the Nero. It is already chilly where you are now. You know that it will be just as cold up. And you have not restocked supplies. You know what? That's a fair point, and Princess doesn't have any cold weather gear.
And Emily gets really excited because Holly has a spacious purse and she has a spacious pouch. So immediately she's like, "Oh my god, we're the same." This is so So she gets very excited. But that's again same. That's kind of the best she has. But I mean, I think as a North American megafauna, Zoran's probably going to be okay in the cold.
In the cold, yeah, but I mean, I'll need to graze soon or revert to human, and I've got a full leathers outfit, so decently warm. But yeah, we need food.
How many days worth of rations did we spend coming in?
2 weeks.
Oh, we spent all of it. Okay.
You were supposed to resupply in the city.
Okay.
Oh no!
Is create food a cleric spell in Pathfinder?
It was in first edition. I'm pretty sure there's something like it in the second edition as well.
I can prepare that. I can prepare that. We'll see in a whole day.
I literally just got so sad because I was like, "Oh, Vexus, can't you just like conjure up a tree and but just have it be a fruit tree so that we can like eat from it?" And then I was like, "Vexus isn't even here."
I
It was
actually
so
think
sad.
Vexus specifically doesn't have that power. because that is an actual wood kinesis ability.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, okay.
I mean, that's
It is-
magic healing fruit. That's super fruit. It's got all the antioxidants in it.
There's also the season thing, and I love wood kinesis. It's my favorite. So, yeah, there is.
Zoran, if when really quickly, but when Zoran says I need to graze anemone, I do have the spell timber, which is I create a small dead tree and it falls over. So an immediate. Oh wait, never mind. And immediately decomposes.
Yeah,
I was like excited. I was like, oh, I can make you something to graze on. But then, yeah, it'll just immediately turn to mush.
yeah.
Never mind.
Icky.
Yep, gross. Nope, not worth it. Okay.
We did give away all of your gold, and I have not had any. But if we were to come upon a state apparatus source of food, I would not mind turning it over. Yeah. I'm just thinking.
Does she?
Conversation.
Well, I don't prepared, but I need to see if fully prepare it.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
PF2E, yeah.
Don't
I forget.
Don't
I forget. Sorry, I forget.
don't deities provide spells to clerics? Josephine doesn't have a deity right now.
I'm my own deity. What? I can give it. Yeah, feed myself.
Are you? And does Josephine's internal power lend to here, let me create some food for you? Does that sound like Josephine or her
I
magic
was
to
literally
you?
just about to say, if there's anybody that fulfills both of those criteria, it is 1,000,000,000% Josephine.
Yeah. Also, remember that feast
Yeah.
I had at the Summer Court? Remember that? Yeah, that's totally Josephine.
I think
If
what it
there's
would
anybody whose love for themselves is strong enough to power literal miracles, yeah,
it would
Josephine.
be really good tasting food for Josephine, and then gruel for the rest of us.
For everyone else, yes.
Her baseline is 7-foot paintings of herself. Like that's not even like that's not even reaching when we're talking
Right, so
about
that's a great argument for like something like Heroes Feast, certainly. Create food though, I'm pretty sure it just makes bland basic nutrition shit.
Well, I mean, we're looking for sustenance here.
Absolutely.
Minus
I'm just saying that
is there something that
Josephine
we can?
has never tried to prepare magic like this since she started following a new path.
Well,
I'm just saying, don't be so confident.
I always need to prepare healing spells for these people. Okay, you can't blame me.
I know.
I mean, if you want to try, we can definitely all like hype you up. Try to get you try to aid if we can.
No, I'm kidding. It absolutely works. You can re-prepare your spells. I just wanted to crank the stress knob up just another notch.
The second you were like, is your love strong enough for yourself? Do you love yourself enough? And I was like, excuse me? Excuse me.
That's not what I remember saying. If
Something along those lines. But I was like, that is you are describing Josephine.
Yeah, no, she absolutely loves herself. That's not in question. But the creation of food is what doesn't seem part of her dogma to me. But that is, again, mostly a joke. It absolutely works just fine.
Canonically, though, she was preparing all of the meals while we were camping, even when she couldn't eat actual food because she was the vampire.
Yeah, and it was tasteless gruel. Josephine was not a good cook, as you recall.
You know, We're not asking for perfection.
Goodness. You re-prepare your spells.
Yeah, let me do that real quick.
Get ready to set out across the frozen tundra of Nero's Crucible.
If we do get created food, Seth can go around and flavor it to your liking with prestidigitation.
I
You
mean,
can even make
magic
it taste
freaking
like
rocks.
grass for the moose.
I mean, we're fine with lichen. We love lichen.
It's like honestly, it's kind of like how the undead are like. It's like comfy home danger. It's like this is like comfy home gruel, and even though it's gruel, it's it's cozy and it's perfect. So thank you.
Hey, I was gonna say, because like all of the herds of caribou and moose were hunted to almost extinction by the people of the hegemony, the trees of the frozen tundra have not had their bark stripped from them in many years. There are many layers of delicious lichen on these trees just waiting to be peeled back. But that only helps you out there.
Yeah, I think
Since you're a
we're
moose.
gonna try and avoid being hunted. So we'll be in more human, non-antlered, human form. And at some point he'll probably saddle up to Persephone and just sort of be like, has the long walk cooled your justified temper, comrade?
Is this your way of trying to make conversation with me?
More to check in on you.
Ah,
You will have to excuse me. It's been some years since I've enjoyed conversation with anyone but guards.
my temper is not strictly because of Leaves' tunnel vision. It's the helplessness of our situation. So in a sense, yes, I have cooled down, I suppose, but I still do not like being here.
I can relate. There were many times during my imprisonment when all I had were hope and anguish and fear are poor nourishment. Maybe even worse than the magic food.
I don't know, that's pushing it. What do you intend to do when you are out of this place?
I feel much the same as you. There is no plan here. I have a connection to this land, broken and bleeding though it is. I will need to consider my next step. But walking these lands, restoring my connection is a good first step.
You're going to wander the tundra of the hegemony?
We're wandering now. I have missed fresh air. I have missed this sting of the cold in my nostrils. I need to center myself and form my own plan. These people need a leader.
And you plan on being that leader?
If not me, then who?
I don't doubt your capabilities, only your confidence in doing so.
It's not about confidence. It's about putting one hoof in front of the other, one step at a time. Today's step is to pay my debt to you, to center myself, and to learn. And from there, the next step will reveal itself.
I take that to mean you are not coming to visit Steingard anytime soon.
Perhaps I should. Um, it was mentioned that you are leaders of a nation facing your own ruined land. Um, perhaps inspiration will strike there. We will have to see where the day takes us.
Fair enough. I
Roll perception.
hoping we'd maybe get some more time to talk about I suppose faith is a good word to say, but
Yes, there is something about you. It is a different flavor of my faith, but I feel it washing from you. It would be good conversation for the journey.
Lauren, you smell another creature. I'm assuming you guys are having this conversation as you're kind of like leaving the subway station to leave, right? Or is this all like
Yeah.
down in the subway?
No, this is out of the subway. This is in the fresh air.
Okay, so we have exited the subway out into what is the remains of an old town that was kind of aborted partway through its construction. And this is as far as the train system got built out to. But there's old, like, collapsing, decrepit buildings covered in frost and, like, desiccated and cold damaged plants. And you smell something coming out of what you are pretty sure was at one point a store of some kind. A grocery store, it looks like.
I smell something in that room there. Perhaps we should investigate. Call the group.
can you be more specific?
Can
You
I?
smell something? What?
Can I, Sans? Anything more than just something different? You said a creature?
Yeah, it's part beast, part human, like you.
Another of the two kin. Ones like me who are born with the ability to change shape. Um, I'm not getting a good read. We may be slightly upwind.
They're also inside of the building.
Would you have better relations with it? That is to say, would it be more or less hostile towards you than it would be us?
I don't know. I have been long from this world. Um, but I could investigate alone if you would
Oh,
keep
well,
watch nearby.
I didn't mean necessarily alone, but just take point.
Yes, of course.
Seth kind of looks over at the others. What about you? Quiet ones.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I thought that you guys were on watch again, and I totally spaced the fuck out. What were you guys talking about?
No, watch is done.
So the moose has picked up a scent of another creature similar to him in the building that we came above ground next to.
Okay. Are there like how I don't know how common are people like you like how likely is it that you might know this person or that it's going to be someone friendly?
Most of us lived in harmony with the land far at the time, far to the north. The hegemony's grasp reached us, and we were not orthodox in their eyes. I was a leader of my tribe. My spiritual connection runs deep. But I have no way of knowing until we investigate if this is a member of my tribe, what the disposition of the hinterlands are. I have been in a very dark hole for a very long time.
I mean,
I say we investigate it.
Yeah.
If the moose
I mean,
wants
like,
to, I say we do it.
I think
If the moose wants to.
I think you know, like even if initially they want to kill us, like I mean, you may be able to find community with this other moose, and you haven't had that in a long time. So I think yeah, we gotta risk it.
You know,
You
the
deserve
moose.
another moose.
The moose has been a real one since the beginning, so I'm down to help the
Exactly.
moose out.
Thank you, sisters.
I was like, I haven't had to walk in days because I've just been like living in a hammock in your antlers. Like honestly, at this point, I'll do whatever you want.
I will investigate, he says with a smile, and be on guard. Our people can be wary or sometimes in a feral state. We will proceed cautiously.
I'll have my hands crackling, but they'll be crackling like ready to fire off magic, but I'll have them tucked behind my back. They'll be tucked behind my back, so you know she doesn't initially look threatening, but she's ready.
Cool. So Zoran is going into the rundown building alone,
Yeah,
or everyone is
start.
going in?
Well, I think he's just gonna go in first, and then we'll kind of
Yeah.
come in behind.
Probably just kind of just inside the threshold of the doorway. I have an open language slot because we didn't get that deep into it. I don't know if there's like a regional dialect or something.
Vidis. Is the current regional dialect, but there are also the old tongues which you should be proficient in.
Okay.
Which I have not added to the list of languages yet. Because I didn't know we were gonna get to play with this.
But yeah, I'll go
It's
in.
very
I will
exciting.
say hello in the old tongues. See if that gets me anywhere.
Striding into the building, saying that out loud in the old tongue. The scent in the air gets a little sharper, a little more nervous briefly before you hear a voice calling back in the old tongue. How do I know that you are not a spy?
I would not know how to prove a negative. Come, meet with me. Look into my face and take the truth of it.
So inside of this building, there's a bunch of what looked like used to be aisles and stuff, and like some of the roof has collapsed in. And poking his head around one of these long shelving units is a 3'6" tall man with kind of Coogee rosy cheeks, a bushy curly like auburn red beard that's not like a full like long beard, but it's just enough to have a presence. A mop of just wild ass auburn hair, bright gold eyes, and two little pointed red ears that have tiny little tufts on them. He's got two just little like buck teeth almost in his mouth. He looks like a halfling with beast ears at the moment.
I am Zoran, the moose who walks in thunder. I am pleased to meet you. And I'll let the question linger in the air.
I am Balka.
Balka.
I do not walk in anything, but this is my home.
I and some companions are on our way out. If you have any information about patrols, other issues that we might encounter on our journey, we would be glad to share with you. I would be happy to introduce you.
I would like that, Moose. Yes, please introduce me.
Come this way. And then
Kind
it's
of-
common. I'd like to introduce you to Balka. This
Kind
is
of-
his home.
Putters out from fully behind it now. He's wearing like hides and survival gear. He's got a knife. And also now that he is fully out from behind the shelf, he's got a long, bushy red tail. Hello, I am Belka.
Balka, what of your clan? Um, can you tell me of the hinterlands?
More like the spirit lands now. Most of the clans and tribes were wiped out. There's little that remains of them.
With that, Zorn will kind of fall into a sit. Are there any that remain? Or have they dispersed to the winds?
They have gone into hiding, like I have here. We stay away from the city. We do our best to live off the land, but every year is harder.
Do the patrols come This way?
No. That's why I moved here. The only one who come out into the crucible of Nero are the Scions, and they go to their temple.
Do I know this temple? Out of character? Like, how long has it existed?
The Temple of Nero, you don't know how long it's existed, and you also don't know where it is, just that it is in the crucible somewhere.
And are we crossing the crucible? Is that the idea?
Yeah, that's just sort of the name of this massive frozen tundra.
Okay.
Back to hell. Do you have any food?
Do we have any leftover magic food?
Let me look the spell again.
I think it's 6, right?
Says 4.
And I heightened to 4th level, so I think so.
You
We'll
share
take
some
it.
food?
Oh, it says
Yeah.
you create enough food to feed 6 medium creatures per day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we have some leftover food.
Yeah, we got leftovers.
It will not keep, though. You should eat it.
Elka is already consuming it. Like, if it is offered, there is no hesitation. He just starts consuming it immediately. Thank you. What can I do to help you? Anything, name it.
If you know this area, you could use a guide.
Where do you want to go?
Get out. If you know the way out.
From
Could you mark on the map where Leaf sort of indicated we should make our exit to?
well, the submersible is parked over there. You kind of came out in the forest up here.
Yeah, Zorn doesn't know anything about the submersible, so
Sorry.
Do we
I-
know if our pirates, if the pirates are on, if are they, is that where they are?
I think that's
That
the
is
last place we knew that they were.
Okay.
indeed.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we didn't have to stop anywhere to pick them up because leaving without them is not an option.
No, you still have a long march to get to them, though.
Okay. That's all right.
I can help you across the crucible if you want. And take me.
We can provide you with protection and food at the very least.
So I would have to cross back across the crucible without the magic food?
Well, how about this? You take us as far as you think is safe, and then we can supply you with probably a day's worth of food for you to get back to where you need to, and then we can perhaps take it from there.
Also, if you don't want to stay here, which is understandable, We are also heading back home to our nation, I guess. I don't know, that word feels gross. Our country, I can't think of the right word. But
Yes, that
you
option.
are you are also welcome to join us there. If you don't have any interest in coming back here. That is also an option as well. Just
No.
throwing that out.
I wish to leave. This place is truly terrible.
I'm okay with that.
Good. He extends out his hands. My friends call me Squirrel.
We got moose and okay, yep. Moose and squirrels. This is yep.
Boo.
This is good.
Boo,
Do you have
boo.
any other friends?
They're
Any
there
other
like a
living creatures?
all
man in a
dead.
hat?
Boo.
And on the moose and squirrel joke, I've got all game here for the week.
I'm gonna crawl back up into. I'm gonna, or even if you don't, even if you're not a moose, like I'm still gonna. I'll walk next to him, and be like, do not worry. Like you're still the
Did
favorite.
you
You're fine. You're
honestly
fine.
think I wasn't gonna make at least one moose and squirrel joke?
I love it.
Boo.
I was, absolutely. I just had to figure out a way to get it in. What do? Have you run into a squirrel beastman?
If there's a chance for me to throw the squirrel, then
There will absolutely be time. Let's real quick though go ahead and bring our stream to a close. Thank you for those of you who joined us tonight, and for the commentary. I really enjoyed it. The bad guys are horrible Russian spies. Yes. Oh, you've already ended. Yeah, but now they no, now they can't hear me. Go back. Oh, okay. So these pause screens aren't supposed to have any audio on them. But if everyone can still hear me, then I will continue. See everyone this weekend for our Transylvania Chronicles and Fractured Shadows. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Hi, thank you for running.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.